Welcome to DWI, episode 4848. That's my brother Boo's number, by the way. Shout out to my brother Boo Dollars. Yo, it's the 2024 wrap up.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of shit that popped off in 2024, yo.
Yeah, it's been a wild year.
Yeah,
it's been a wild
to say the
year.
least.
Right.
Grab your sandwich, grab you a snack, get some company, play this shit at the fucking party, because it's about to go down. Maybe you can put a boom in it, like, boom.
We'll see.
Dude hates me. Like, he hates it. This is my best friend, man. I can ask him for $200. He give it to me on the spot.
Immediately, but
As soon as I ask him to do some creative shit, that nigga's like, I mean, it's a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
He treats me like Mr. treated his wife and shit. Like, your sister might be able to come up. This might be able to happen. The fuck?
maybe.
Right. Like,
So we'll see.
he gave me a humongous maybe. That maybe was the size of Cincinnati. Like, can I eat today? Could happen. It might happen. So, with that being said, let's get straight into it. Let's go back and see what happened in 2024. Man, shit. What the fuck, man? I'm exhausted, man. I'm exhausted before we even get into it, man. Because, like, from day one of 2024, Cat Williams said it was going to be a fucking hell of a year, man.
Cat Williams started this shit off, man. Shout out to Cat Williams, but man, I don't know if he knew what he was unleashing on the world with this shit. That nigga said, did he like to party? And you got to tell him no.
See that shit right there? That's some funny shit.
Right. And
Man.
now we're finding out not a lot of people told him no and shit. Like,
Hell yeah, they was like, yes.
Right. Where's that baby oil at?
Right. He's like, you got any more than baby oil sandwiches in the back? that's he uses that like Italian dressing. Like motherfuckers be talking and shit, opening up their hoagie and shit. Like, look, yeah, man. So these motherfuckers and shit making a sandwich with pure baby oil on there.
Like,
Like,
why does my sandwich taste like baby powder? It tastes like baby.
Johnson & Johnson has never had so much money in their fucking life, man.
Right.
And if you see, man, we ain't even we're putting the carriage before the horse, man. But nah, man. Cat Williams said it was gonna be a hell of a fucking year, and he also said J.B. Fox had a mystery illness.
Right.
Did y'all see J.B. shit?
I did.
Did y'all see it like that?
I saw it.
Mystery illness.
What did you think of it?
I thought, man, bro, it was a series of a fucking emotional events.
Yeah, it was
bruh.
emotional. It wasn't funny. It wasn't that funny to me, but it was, it was emotional. I hope after he gets that off his chest that he comes back with an actual real comedy special, because I like Jamie Foxx's comedy.
Yeah,
I like his stand-up. His stand-up was the shit back in the day. I just want him to get back to it. After he gets this off his chest, I'm glad he's okay, glad he's living. But like, all right, cut the tears. I don't want to be crying on a damn comedy special.
What are you playing with it there? It sound like you
Oh,
got
was
a
it too
pocket-
loud?
It sounded like you got a pocket full of farts in there. Like you was just playing with like a little bag of 10,000 farts. Like when y'all hear this shit, it's gonna sound like somebody
I'll probably
farted.
cut that
And
part
then
out.
now you gotta leave it in there.
Wow.
Show them what it was, man, that you was rubbing together
Nah,
and shit
it's
like a baby.
two little bottles.
Hell yeah, it sounded like a fucking fart. Like it was like. I'm like, oh shit, this motherfucker sliding out farts as he talking. Like, yeah, then the news, like, but nah, man, it sent me for a loop. But Wax, did you see it? The Jamie Foxx special?
Yeah.
How did you feel about that shit?
Emotional. I was like, God damn. Like, it made sense. It really did. It kind of answered a couple questions that I had about why he was in the hospital and shit. And, like, it hit different. It hit different. I'll put it like that.
Because at that point, you start remembering why you enjoyed seeing him on the big screen. Man. He's a hell of a, his body of work is endless, man.
Yeah, he's one of the most talented people
on this earth, man, that God gave us, man.
He's definitely a goat, man. He's definitely one of the goats.
Bruh, he gave us so much, man. He sung the Brady Bunch song and made that shit sound like an R&B smash, man.
Right, yeah.
And then he sang it in like 6 different languages. Right. He sang it in Luther.
Right.
Baby Bunch. And how we knew it, he was like, I said Brady Bunch. He broke down the baby face.
The baby face, the Prince.
Nigga. Brady.
Yeah, he killed that shit. That's why I said I want him to get back to that. Like, I want him to keep. I hate when people like him and Eddie. Like, I wish they would just have not stopped stand up, man. Because like that shit's just. I get it. Why you start making movies and shit, you ain't got the time for it. But there ain't nothing like being a fucking great stand up comedian to me. Like that solidifies you in a lot of different ways. But it's easier said than done, I guess.
I feel like you lose, like you don't lose your funny, but you forget how to find your funny. Right. Like I haven't crushed and ripped, like barn, like how these, young kids call it barn or roasting. Right. That was my jam back in the day, But over the years, it feels like I forgot the craft and how your craftsmanship gotta be something of a different. You're
gonna have people out there sizing you up now, like he ain't ready.
Shit, let them motherfuckers try it if they want to.
Is it like riding a bike then?
Oh my, it ain't even about riding a bike. I got 682,000 crushes saved up for anybody, so that means anybody can get it. I don't give a fuck, man. And well, what about this? What about that? If it ain't directly about me, and that means the counterparts I got about me, that's not me. Right. Anything that's attached to me, that ain't me. Right. You can't go off in a tangent and start talking about shit that's attached to me. Well, what about your job? Well, what about your bit? Like, I don't make these things. God made them. Right. And he provided them to me. If anything is a flawed, it's not me. So, it is what it is. Let them try me.
I got you.
Them motherfuckers will get fricasseed like fricassee rabbit.
He's a beast over here with it.
So, I don't want the motherfuckers, to feel like that, but I understand that process because you put when you're living life like we understand life to be lived, for you to add on to what you got going on, you either have to add on to it constantly, because if you don't, you put something else in place of that, whether it be love, whether it be a different friendship, whether it be work. That's how people become overworked or overstimulated, because they focus too much on other shit opposed to their craft and honing that shit. So I can respect Eddie and Jamie Foxx. Shout out to them both because they're goats. But at any given time, Eddie Murphy will have us fucking crying just as soon as he opens his mouth.
Right. I truthfully feel like being a comedian, you basically have to grind in the comedy stores, and you have to work on your material constantly and see what works, see what doesn't work. Right. And if you're now transitioning into like the movies and now you're like a box office smash, you don't have time to do both. Right. You know what I mean? Right. And that kind of it makes your stand-up not as good because you're focused on a couple other things on top of being famous and rich now. Exactly. And popular. Right. You know what I mean? So it kind of takes away from your stand-up. So whenever they're not doing a movie or they don't have anything going on, they then can go back to the comedy stores and work on their material and, polish up. That's just my opinion, and that's how I see it. I don't know if that's exactly what it is, but
it probably is, because you have to, you have to be, like you said, you have to be in the comedy stores, like working your craft, perfecting your bits and shit. The only one I know that don't do that, I don't think Cat does that. I don't think Cat Cat just does fucking not stadiums, but he just does theater tours all around. Yeah, all around the country and shit. Right.
Yeah. Also, what I was gonna say is like whenever you're a stand-up comedian, isn't the goal to be like
a movie star?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's like once you reach that, it's like, why would I backtrack a little bit? And when I could just do a movie and make 10 times what I make going on tour, selling out stadiums and shit.
Right. Unless you're Chappelle.
Right. I was just thinking about him, but
he's satisfied with just being the best comedian.
But he's universal to a point. Like, you don't go to a movie to see Chappelle, but if he's in a movie, you go to it because he's in it.
But
like,
he ain't really in him.
No, not anymore. But you dig what I'm saying? Like, what would have made that movie Blue Streak any funnier? Let's add Dave Chappelle to it. What? That shit is like fucking marshmallows on top of fucking, like, whipped cream or some shit like that. Like, the only thing that makes whipped cream any better is like some marshmallow sauce or some shit like that. Something that has more flavor to add to it.
That goes together.
Correct.
That
they
you
go
wouldn't
properly.
expect. Like, oh shit.
You put you put marshmallows in that bitch. You dig what I'm saying? Because at that point, you're adding more flavor to it. You're not taking away from the sauce. So, you're right, but, Dave Chappelle, he's not like a Denzel. They're not, you can't compare them to, but in Dave Chappelle's craft, you can. He's the Denzel of comedy, for sure. Right.
And that's what I'm saying. He knows what he can do good, and he's just doing what he does. And he's selling out every show that he ever does. You know what I'm saying? So, but he understands, like, I'm not an actor. I don't want to be in Hollywood all like that. It's just weird. Motherfuckers is weird out there. I'm just gonna do this comedy shit and tell these people, tell these jokes, and make money.
I'm thinking about 6 Dave Chappelle jokes as we speak right now.
He's a beast.
He's just funny as shit, man. Shout out to the GOAT, David Chappelle, man.
Now let's get back to the year in review. What else done happened this year, man?
Oh yeah, man, that Drake and Kendrick beef.
That took up a big chunk of the airspace.
It was cold outside, okay? They beefed the whole summer, and now it's back to being cold outside, and the shit hadn't stopped because, like, just 2 weeks ago, Drake put the call in. And I don't mean to squad up. He was like, 911. Hello? He won't stop talking about me. Marsha. Like, that motherfucker was pissed. He called the label, Louis. We watched the man get slaughtered the whole summer. His ass got beat, panked, if you will. He got his ass panked, panku ass like a baby. Then, in the wintertime, when it starts to get chilly outside, he's like, I think I want to make a call. This motherfucker slides in the bathroom and calls the cops.
No. Who's the first person he called? Because it wasn't the cops.
You already know.
Who?
Jay Prizzle.
It was his lawyers.
Oh, man.
That motherfucker was like, boop, 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 boop. Hello? Weinstein? Get Weinstein on the phone. Like,
when did he want him on the phone, though?
Immediately.
Get him on the phone now!
Yeah.
Whoever was talking, he was like, drop the phone.
Because that motherfucker, I've never seen no shit like this.
Nah, he called the people on him.
Yeah, he did, man. He called the fucking cops.
Like, get in the lab and make a jam.
Bruh, and had that sick ass ding ding like that Drake beat.
Yeah, like, get in there and make some music, and motherfuckers. I ain't gonna say they're gonna forget all about it, but like they did the last time. Like after you lost to Pusha T, you came out with some shit. Niggas forgot all about Pusha T.
And you know what? My bad, I didn't mean to cut you off. But they'll be. I mean, in the club, I can see motherfuckers being like, the nigga lost, but this shit is dope, though.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
Right. You get the fucking ladies. You already got the ladies, nigga. Just stay with them. But he played his hand so badly, and he damn near probably ruined his career. Cause like, you going up against the top music group out of in the world. They'll spare no expense ruining your shit.
Fuck no.
If not, ending you for real.
They just gonna say a name. They gonna be like Michael Jenkinson.
Prince.
Remember, he was like, remember Michael Jenkinson?
Right.
Remember Young Sire?
Right.
Like just referencing like the motherfuckers that like
that didn't make it.
Yeah. I'm gonna say he turned himself into a hip hop Karen, man.
Oh yeah.
Which is crazy, bro.
Like, bro, you blew it, bro.
After they asked him, they remember who it was. Then they put his name. He was like, "Let me see, Drake."
Right.
See your name up there? He was like, "Drake dies in a vicious lying mauling. Like it's gonna be extreme. Like where the fuck was Drake at? How did he get near a lion? Like how did that lion maul Drake? Like, but yeah, man, he fucking is a hip hop Karen Wax.
Kendrick exposed this dude, man. Yeah. Like I mean, I didn't think it was gonna go this way, but I definitely didn't think it was gonna go this way. Right. If that makes any sense.
No, it does.
You know what I mean? And he definitely pulled his skirt up. I mean, that light skinned Canadian shit is lame as fuck now.
Right.
And I don't see him coming back when, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's over. I think it's over.
I think he soiled his name and his bed.
Right.
And rolled around in it. Like, nigga, and he trying to walk around and act like he ain't got shitty pajamas on. Like, nigga, we smell the shit on them pajamas.
Yeah.
Go clean yourself up and take a nap.
Quit squishing that shit around. It's starting to reek.
Right.
Like,
there's only two things that Drake got going on for himself. And this is one of them. I keep fucking it up, man. But you know you get it. And I know you I already know it. One is that he looks like Monkey Suit Dennis. That's the first thing.
I'll steal on you, nigga. I will steal on you.
I mean, as the years are progressing, as Drake's reaching his 40s, he's starting to look just like his
Monkey
pop.
Suit, yeah.
MSD. This is about the only thing Drake got going on for himself right now. Is that little two-step. Straight up and
with
down.
The 2 snaps.
Hell yeah, because like as of right now, Drake just got this going on for himself. Look at that. That's it. That's how he feels now.
And he let the dude behind him show him up.
Yes,
with
he
that
did.
Spin.
Yes, he did. If y'all go and see more in depth of that clip, you'll see that little kid, outdance Drake on that clip. But damn all that. I need these motherfuckers to remember to do 3 things, dude, as this show goes on. I need them to like, share, and subscribe. Let's get this out there for 2024 and 2025 because we coming straight for your head top in 2025. Definitely want to go ahead and just keep bringing that energy and showing love out there just like y'all do. And I think my man Duve needs y'all to do another thing, too.
Yeah, get in that comment section. Let us know how your 24 was and what you going to do in 25.
Oh, yeah, because you got to, listen, shape up or shape out. You feel me? This is a year of progression. Now, Wax, let me ask you this. You seen that beef happen. You seen the Pusha T beef happen. But did anything get you ready as far as, like, what's moving forward in hip-hop, like the Super Bowl coming up and all the beef that was around that?
Nah, I wasn't prepared for that.
Was you surprised?
I was surprised of the selection. Only because, Kendrick had been dormant up until the beef. You know what I mean? And it shows that, like, also Lil Wayne didn't get chose.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
But I was surprised. I mean, I thought, well, actually, to be honest, I wasn't surprised. Because, like, he's having a hell of a year. And Lil Wayne, even though he's from New Orleans, or what, Louisiana?
Yeah.
Even
Louisiana.
Lil Wayne is from Louisiana, and that's where the Super Bowl is. Does he really deserve it, though?
I mean, as far as the year that Kendrick's having, Kendrick deserves to be there.
Yeah. I'm talking about, does Lil Wayne deserve it?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, as far as the productivity that he had within these last 6 months, 7 months, Kendrick deserves to be there from what he's done, just, from his body of work on till now, from him just destroying, the face of hip-hop. So, yes, Kendrick deserves to be there. And if he does bring Lil Wayne out, that would be dope for hip hop. That's all I'm gonna say about it, because I don't want to get into it.
You were saying you don't think you're not commenting on if Wayne deserves to be there. Is that what you asked?
That's what I was asking, but I wasn't even gonna backtrack.
I'll answer. I'll say no, not really. I mean, like it's his town, it's his city. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Wayne, but as you know, it's like, what have you done in the past 7 or 8 years that was relevant other than be you Lil Wayne? That's cool. You had a nice dope run in the early in 2010.
But he's been relevant this whole time, dude.
Not musically, not really. Like, what has he done? Name an album.
I mean,
Name an
anything
album.
that he jumps on is pretty much
Not in the wow.
He's had some shit. I'd say not in a year and a half, 2
Not in
years.
about 5 or 6 years.
Nah, I mean he's jumped on some shit. He did some work with Lil Baby. He did some shit. He's been
But them
doing
shits
work,
ain't
man.
like. But he gotta have an album. You gotta have your own body of
get it.
work. You
I get
can't
it.
jump up there on
But
other
he has
people's
a
shit.
humongous catalog, so that's why. I
But
mean, he's
that
Lil
catalog
Wayne,
is
man.
15 years old. Is what I'm saying.
So what you're saying is that the relevancy, as far as what he got going on, is determined off of what he's doing lately.
Yeah.
I mean, because we're the only genre that feels that way. Guns N' Roses is still at the top of the fucking chart as far
But
as.
they're not doing the fucking Super Bowl.
I'm not saying that they are, but like, why not give him his little, his little 10?
I can say bring him out there, but like having him out there the whole time, like he hasn't earned that shit at this point.
I
To
agree.
me.
Plus, you can't beef with the guy that's running it and expect it to be, kosher after. You know what I mean? Even though they've like kind of mended that whole thing. Jay-Z is a fickle mother. He's not forgiving at all, and he's kind of like I don't want to go too into it, but he's pretty petty.
I mean, but Jay-Z got bigger fish to fry at this moment.
He
so
does.
I think he would overlook that.
Yeah, but I mean, not before the shit was already set in stone.
Right.
That all this extra shit is after that. So he already made
I can't do it.
Yeah. He
I
already
mean,
made
even
the-
though I'm going through some shit, I can't do it.
baby money. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, but so I feel like that had a lot to do with
I
it
was
too.
going to ask you that. You feel like that had something to play in it?
Yeah. Like Jay-Z is,
You said that before.
Yeah, we did. Jay-Z definitely petty.
yeah, man. So
He definitely hold a grudge.
Man, I would want to hope that wouldn't be the reason. I didn't want to dodge the question, Wax, but I didn't want to give him a definite no, because in my heart, I feel like he deserves to be there. Anything that's done in our area, and we could take part of it that's humongous, like, why not?
Right. Like if he would have put him there, I wouldn't be mad. Put it
Yeah.
like that. I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be surprised. I'd be like, all right, Wayne might do his damn thing. We'll see.
And y'all act like that there's not anything in his catalog that we wouldn't be able to get busy to out
There
here.
would be.
yeah, I mean, he has a lot. He has a lot. I mean, but like on the flip side of things, though, they did let Dre and Death
I
Row.
was just about to bring that up.
That's what I'm saying.
to
58
take away my whole point.
Mm-hmm.
They did have them up there. So
and it was in L.A., wasn't it?
yeah.
So
I mean, that's what you do when you're in, that type of atmosphere. You add the motherfuckers in there that have a lot to do with the city that they're having that situation in. Like, that's just paying homage. And Lil Wayne, to me, has earned his position to be there.
I get you.
That's all I'm saying. So,
Nah, like I said, I wouldn't be mad if they did. I'm just saying that. Like, but as far as like relevancy right now, I would say Kendrick's more relevant at the moment. So he might get more eyes than.
Oh, for sure.
he's definitely going to get more eyes.
And
It's the Super Bowl.
That's
For sure. And they, I didn't mean to cut you off, dude, but they want him to do the thing that got him here.
Right.
And, we'll see how that plays out. But that's what, like, Jay-Z was probably banking on. Like, this is the biggest song of the summer.
Right.
Let's roll him out and let him perform that shit so the whole world is singing, you know what I mean?
You will have older
And
Congress people.
On
They're
top
not-
of that, on top of that, wasn't him and Drake going through their little thing?
Mm-hmm.
So why wouldn't I let him go out here?
two birds with one stone.
They had a beef?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Damn, I didn't remember that.
But like, that's what I mean by like the pettiness of Jay-Z. Like, so I'm like, dude just said, I'm gonna kill two birds with one stone. I'm gonna leave Lil Wayne off and take a shot at, you know what I mean, by letting this young man destroy everything he built in
Right.
front of the whole world.
Right.
That's
Makes sense.
some Sun Tzu shit if you think about it. But I could be wrong.
Either way, it should be a good performance. So we're going to hopefully I should say,
You think they're going to have him singing at Doe Wax?
If they allow it, because like I heard 50 Cent talking about like how if Drake got his lawyers involved, how he would have the music group take a back seat to, you know what I mean, him performing. Like, look, we're suing him. We don't want you involved, so he's not gonna be able to do this song. Blah blah blah. Like, it's strategical, but we'll see how that.
Right. And I can see the NFL saying like, we don't want to be involved in you talking about somebody being a pedophile.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so who knows? I know the NFL usually likes to keep their image a certain way.
A clean image.
Right. And if you're talking about somebody, a certified pedophile at the Super Bowl, like,
it might not be a good look for them.
Right. I definitely think they're gonna play the beat. I don't know if they'll sing the song, but they're gonna play the beat. They're gonna have some dancers up there dancing to it, sea walking, and then they might go to another song.
That's a good idea. Or just let the crowd sing it. So like, hey, I'm not singing this, but
right. But the crowd said A minor.
That would be crazy.
If it happens, remember where you heard it first.
Right. I guarantee you're gonna be able to put money on that in Vegas to see if he plays like us or not.
You think so?
Definitely. On point and prop bets, there's gonna be a bet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I would bet on that just yet. But
If not, let's create it.
it's probably up there.
Now, what I will say is to keep it in the lane of hip hop. I don't like to talk about, like situations where people could get themselves hurt.
Right.
I don't like to talk about like weapons of destruction, but I'm going to talk about a gun for about 2 seconds. And it ain't what you're thinking. It ain't what you guys are thinking at home. It's not a strap. I'm not toting around with a pole and carrying a pistol or brandishing a firearm.
I am.
You know what I'm talking about, boy? I'm talking about ray gun.
A weapon of mass destruction.
Yeah, man. Seriously, like, we sat through a whole Olympics of not some made up shit, but some fuck shit.
Right.
Like, what the fuck? Bro, we actually got to see Ray Gun out there doing her motherfucking thing like she was actually a certified break dancer. So in my lifetime, I've seen the, how should I say, conception of hip hop. Mm-hmm. I've seen the whole shit come together in my lifetime to see this shit.
This mockery
of hip hop.
Listen.
Being like something that I love and I grew up on, and her coming out doing this shit right here. That was the best thing she did, was that little pose.
She did a flounder flop.
Right.
Like, what the fuck?
I'd rather take this is hip hop lady and shit. Like, a one and a two.
When she did that move, nigga, that little like helpless fucking kangaroo pose. Like, bruh, come on, man.
Yeah, man, the Olympics.
You know they're taking breakdancing out now. That's not going to be in the Olympics no more.
She ruined it. She ruined it for everybody.
I mean, they had some certified breakers, man. I believe breakdancing was born in California, or was it born in...
I thought everything was born in New York.
It could have been, and then it just got expanded out in Cali. Like, once Cali got a hold of it, they added a lot of other elements.
Popping and locking.
Correct. Because they had Boogaloo Shrimp, he was one of the most notorious pop lockers from Cali, out in that.
Yeah, yeah. I think New York started it all.
Better known as Ozone for those of y'all that watch breaking.
But then, like, after the movies came out, that shit went worldwide.
It did, man. I can remember being young, carrying around a piece of cardboard, nigga, to get them back spins and those knee spins and all the, the little windmill. Nigga, who didn't have a little cardboard, man? Right. And then they stepped it up a notch and went and got some linoleum.
Roll out some linoleum.
Bruh.
Down there in the projects. I remember down there in Harmony, they'd have a whole circle of cats, man. Back in the day. When if I snuck down there every once in a while when I know I wasn't supposed to be.
But, like...
It was cracking down there.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Wax, would you consider breakdancing to be a war art form, like a war dance, if you will?
It definitely is. It definitely is. It's like the way you could fight another crew without actually fighting, and get your shit off.
Right.
You know what I mean? Put your squad on the map.
Man, the music used to be fucking scary as hell.
That shit was so dope. And like now it's in Asia somewhere. They're like carrying the fucking torch.
Right, the Asians. And them motherfuckers ain't doing too shabby with it, man. They're incorporating karate in with that motherfucking shit, man.
I don't know what the fuck they're doing, but they still got it going on.
Right.
You know, and that shit was so dope though, like to have battles amongst crews without people getting hurt and shit.
Right.
And, you know, the best man won or the best squad won.
Right.
So,
Right. That was that shit, man. We could take it back to breaking. We could take it back to Beat Street. You know what I'm saying? Like, those shows showed you how that shit went down in each coast, but they got an in-depth vision on, like, how serious it was,
Right.
man.
Right. It's been a wild year, man.
Man, bro, what about...
I mean, the biggest thing that happened this year is probably, you know, the president race.
Yep, the Trump election.
Trump, I mean, like, washed Kamala pretty much. I wasn't expecting that. I thought it was going to be a little closer. That nigga beat her ass.
Right. And it's just like the economy changed overnight.
Right.
You know, for people that, you know, vote Democrats, they were upset. And I get it. You know, I grew up in a Democratic household, so, like, I get it. You know, I'm not saying that's why I don't vote now.
Right.
But I've seen good things and bad things out of both candidates. But I'd rather not take part on it because I know it's part of a bigger agenda.
Right.
So I just don't want to be in that little game at all.
Right. It was wild, though. Trump almost got shot.
Bruh, twice.
He did get shot.
Twice.
Up here in Butler. Like, it was just a wild fucking year, bro.
Bruh, they tried to get the boy twice.
Yeah.
They
How crazy is that?
just for trying to be a president? Like, I get it. You know, a lot of motherfuckers don't like him. But then again, like, we're still under the Harris and the Biden administration right now, so we don't see what the hell is happening or gonna happen.
Right.
I know that, like, you know,
Biden's probably somewhere asleep right now.
oh man, he's been asleep since like earlier today, like as the game was going on, and he's a Bengals fan. He's like, oh, that motherfucker.
Sleepy Joe.
Hell yeah, he slept through the whole day because they won last night. Like, we won last night. He just had football on. He could hear it.
I can't believe they tried to pawn that off on everybody and thought that shit was going to work.
Right.
It's just, the Democrats are just dumb.
I mean, I feel like that about both sides.
Yeah, they are. I mean, both sides are. I'm just saying the Democrats is just, like, how would you, we didn't got to get into politics or whatever, but, like, I don't know how they thought for so long that this old dude that can't even say a sentence was going to be able to fucking win. Like, this is just dumb shit to me.
He does talk like he's either going to sleep or just woke up. Like, so after my nap, you know, like when he's in the debate, he's like, he's always talking about sleepy shit. Like, after my nap, I went back to bed and had a dream about going to sleep. Like, that motherfucker.
I woke up still asleep.
Hell yeah, and I'm sleepy right. But yeah, man.
It's a
like,
human Ambien pill.
hell yeah, that motherfucker.
The real life Grandpa Simpson.
Yes. He grew up on melatonin, or what is it?
Melatonin.
Is it melatonin? I ain't want to say the shit that makes you melanin and shit. He's like, Sleepy Joe's brown now? But that motherfucker used to eat them like gummy bears. Like, he used to have a whole bag of them.
He is melatonin.
He's like 80% melatonin. He falls asleep at the drop of a hat. But yeah, man, that's crazy shit.
The election was a huge part of this year, man. It's been a wild year, man. Yeah, man. Quincy Jones, man.
I was about to say, Sam?
Right. Quincy Jones, baby. Yeah, man.
Mr. Bojangles, is that you?
Shout out Quincy Jones. You know what I mean?
Speaking of Quincy Jones, there's a lot of famous people that died, man.
Right. Rest in peace.
I mean, a lot of people. You figure. Quincy Jones, James Amos, James Earl Jones, and that's just like, you know, to say a few, to name a few.
Right, Richard Simmons,
Bob Newhart,
Tony Todd, that was Candyman.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, you figure, if you want to go into sports, Pete Rose.
Right. Jerry West.
Yeah. Fucking
Bill Walton.
Yep.
yeah. You know, in the music industry, Tito
Jackson.
You know, and these guys weren't young, but you figure like, damn, man, it's like a lot of the people we grew up knowing
Right.
are passing away. You know, Tito wasn't that old. He was 70. Bob Newhart was old as fuck. Bob was old, like, soon as I was old enough to remember who Bob Newhart was. Bob was old.
Yeah.
Bob was old in the 80s.
Yeah, he was.
You know what I mean?
He was 54 when the car show came out. Driving all those old metal cars and shit.
Facts.
Like when $20,000 was a lot of money.
$10,000 was like $100.
Hell yeah. The sweet, sultry Shannon Doherty. 902. Don't you fucking hate. You watch
Rest
the
in
show.
peace. Rest in peace.
See?
Rest in
Over
peace
here
to
giving
Brenda.
her.
He already talking about the sweet sultry.
Yeah,
She was, man, because she was one of them
She
joints,
was the
man.
bottom of the barrel on 90210.
It wouldn't matter, but she was always DTF. That's
she
what
would
I was
turn her nose up at you too.
crazy as hell. I don't went to that fucking school. Fucking,
Dylan would have whooped your ass.
I don't went to this.
Dylan would have. Oh my god, him and Brandon would have jumped you. The first week there, they'd have jumped the shit out of you.
Man, I'd have made it out of that bitch without a scratch.
Yeah, right. You'd have to call me and Duve to come help you.
Yeah, I'd have had y'all help me come pick these bums up. Like, y'all motherfuckers get down here, man, and wake these two bums up.
He had to call us to come clean up his work.
Y'all
Because
motherfuckers.
he get bullied and not.
Brian Austin Green beat me up.
That would have never happened. You'd have had both of these motherfuckers out there and shit screaming for both of Dylan and Brian Austin Green like Meat Mills, like, get up! Get up, bro! Get up! Like, y'all would have been out there screaming like Meat Mills for them two motherfuckers. After I'd have hit the motherfuckers with a fucking bolo. I don't look like Cat Bolo out there and
Them
shit.
Cali white boys would have ran you for
Crazy as
everything
fuck, man.
you had.
Listen, and then I'd have been knifing they motherfucking joints, man. I'd have been going with what's her name, the creator of the show. Cause I'm sorry, other than that little nose thing, but I got a big nose, so I'm okay with it.
Donna.
Yeah, Donna, but what's her real name? Her dad
Tori
created
Spelling.
Yeah.
Tori Spelling. I'd have gave Tori Spelling a whirl. I'm sorry, and she had the bag. I'd have been knifing that, cheating on the side with fucking Brenda. Because Brenda was DTF, and y'all know that. She looked like a bitch, sounded like a bitch, but like she was the only one in the group that would have been pregnant at 17. Because something in my heart lets me, and look, I'm talking about her because she's passed away, but I just don't think she believed in rubbers like a young Brenda. Like,
We ain't talking about Shannon Doherty. We're talking about Brenda.
yeah, I'm talking about the
character,
actress.
the character.
Correct. So please enfranchise yourself with the actual person opposed to what her acting did to our young, fresh, fertile minds. We were young, man. We seen Brenda hop on the scene like,
Shit, Kelly would have ran circles around Brenda.
Kelly who?
The blonde-haired girl. Yeah, you forgot about her. She was shitting on everybody.
She was too.
And
But
that's not even my style. Y'all know, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's more my style because I grew up like, where the little blonde hair joint at,
Right.
man?
She was shitting on Brenda, though.
Oh, Jenny Garth.
But I thought you was talking about fucking, let me see. Yeah, she was cold. I said with an accent, she was cold. Mm-hmm. Is that all right if I said it with an accent?
Yeah.
Man, she's cold. But nah, when you said that fucking Kelly, you know who I thought you was talking about.
Kelly Kapowski.
That motherfucker brings that motherfucker up every time we start talking about bitches.
Excuse me.
So Kelly
Wasn't she
Kapowski-
on 90210 later on? I thought she was on there later.
Maybe.
Later season.
Because, like, after a while, this shit got lame to me, and I
never
was
really-
running.
that
I never
was
really
all
watched.
of us.
I never really watched it that
I
much.
was running the streets by then, like, when I should have been at home.
Right.
But, matter of fact, shit, we was running the streets. You come rescue me from, you know what I mean, sitting in the house with nothing going on, taking me to
That
games
motherfucker
and
was
shit.
sitting in the house like,
Nah.
that motherfucker is like, passing out and shit, you freaky fucking
hey, what can I say?
freaky ass nigga.
69 gun.
Get it, dude. Fucking 69 gun. But nah, man. I can dig it, AWAX, because I was living the same childhood that you was. So you're definitely right for that. You know, we was definitely running and gunning.
Running and gunning, for sure.
You know, it's just crazy because, like, that portion of life was humongous because we were in our puberty, like our pubescent age, man. We was young. Like, man, that motherfucker's kind of nice over there, you know.
Right.
We didn't know any better. So, back to the list. Bill, did y'all say Bill Walton, right?
Yeah.
What about Donald Sutherland dying?
Yeah.
He was one of the greater actors. I wouldn't say he was an A+ actor. He was an A actor in his day.
Yeah.
Who but probably gravitated towards a B actor, B+.
I'd still give him an A.
You still give him an A?
He was funny in Beer Fest. Y'all ever see that?
Yeah.
No, I did, but I don't remember it.
He was funny as hell in that shit, man. He was like somebody's grandpa that used to get drunk as hell and shit. I kind of forget his whole role, but check that shit out. He's a good actor. I give him an A.
He was always a bad guy to me.
Yeah.
Like, he was in 2 movies I really remember. He was in Time to Kill, Samuel L., and, you know, there was a plethora of great actors in there. And then he was in a great movie back in the day called Lockup.
Okay.
With Sylvester Stallone. So, like, he's definitely going to be missed. Couple times when I looked on that list, I seen him and Bill Walton together, and in my mind it turned into Coach from San Antonio Spurs. What's my man's name?
Popovich.
Like, I'm looking at both of them, and like together, if they had a baby, it's Greg Popovich. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I'm like, because like I'm looking at Kiefer or Donald, Donald Sutherland is Kiefer Sutherland's father. So
Right.
shout out to both of the combo, man. Sorry about your loss, Kiefer. You know, this season with your pop. But Bill Walton, I was like, no, Greg Popovich died? You know, there's a couple.
The list goes on.
Yeah, the
man.
list definitely goes on. But
So rest in peace to all the people we lost.
OJ,
And all the people
OJ's
that
on that list.
Oh yeah, the Juice.
Yeah, and then OJ, I mean,
Right.
I don't want to, ask if you think him and Nicole
You already know.
reconnected in heaven.
Who knows?
Because, like, I hope he's not trying to pull some of the same stunts. And, like,
Carl Weathers died.
yeah, Chubbs Peterson, Apollo Creed, for those of y'all that don't know who Carl Weathers is.
All right. So shout out to all the, rest in peace to all the people that died. You know what I mean? Like, and all the people in your life.
Rest in power, for sure.
Rest in power to all the people that may have passed in your life this year, and make next year worth it. Make them proud next year.
Make memories. Make it count.
Rest in peace, Andorra.
Definitely. Rest in peace, Andorra. Now, let me ask y'all this to get to more of a upbeat, portion of the show. What was good movies for y'all that came out in 2024? Because I'm going to name one in specific, and it was like 30 years for them to redo it.
Right. This year was, I don't know, it was a bad year for movies. Like, it feels like they're just running out of shit to talk about. So I think my favorite movie of the year probably was Deadpool and Wolverine.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that movie.
Yeah. But I didn't, that's the only one I went to the movies to see this year. Everything else kind of was just, I either waited till DVD.
I feel
or
the
not
same
DVD,
way.
sorry. Who the fuck watches DVDs?
You.
But I either waited till they came on streaming services or just didn't even watch them.
Don't be trying like you ain't going to Walmart on Monday nights, nigga. Don't even act like that.
I missed Walmart being open at 2 in the morning.
Jen just said that last night.
It was the most peaceful place in the world.
Bruh.
Just go here and get what I need.
You can go in there and buy a DVD player at 2:30 in the morning.
Fuck yeah, man.
And a good DVD and go home.
And be set.
Yeah.
And be set. Y'all know that was my go-to.
Hell yeah.
Like, but COVID fucked all of that up. Now McDonald's ain't open 24 hours anymore.
Right.
I think the one up in Chippewa.
Oh, that might be, but I know downtown ain't.
Right. I mean, it did put a damper in everything. It's like we're wasting too much money being open because people aren't coming in here. So it probably cost them more money to keep the lights on than it did anything else.
They probably realized that after they shut it down. Like, wait a minute, we ain't really selling shit at 4 in the morning.
Right.
Why are we open?
And what tends to happen is, like, people know they close at a certain time, so now we got to hurry up and get there and spend money real quick and get the fuck on. Right. And that happens every night, as opposed to having people like us go up there at like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, and lollygag and just walk around aimlessly.
Right.
I feel like a good movie that came out in 2024 was, it took 30-something years to make it. It was Beverly Hills Cop 4.
Yeah, I liked it.
That was a real good movie.
It was better than the third one.
It was definitely better than the third one. That third one, they could have kept that.
Yeah, I don't even count that one.
And like that theme park or some shit like that, that shit was utterly whack.
There was no cussing. It was like PG. I'm like, I need to hear Eddie cussing. Like, that's my favorite version of Eddie Murphy is when he's cussing a little bit. You gotta say something. Gotta say a couple cuss words.
You gotta throw an F-bomb in
there.
One F-bomb and that'll complete the cipher. Like, Eddie, can we get one F-bomb? Fuck you.
Right.
That's...
I want Eddie to come back and do something good, man.
Because we was raised on Eddie's cussing.
Right.
Like, we missed, like, Richard Pryor and shit. We missed his prime, but, like, we was raised on Eddie Murphy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, to see him, like, as a former shell, even though he's still funny as hell, you know, and he doesn't cuss as much, it hurts a little bit because, like, we was raised on that motherfucker cussing all the goddamn time, saying some wild shit.
He helped us perfect our cuss.
Right.
Nobody say that near another like you, Eddie Murphy, straight up and down, man. That motherfucker said, motherfucker. And then that gave us the unconscious right to say, nigga, motherfucker.
Could y'all imagine how wild the clumps would be if he got if he cussed the way we were, you know, brought up on?
That shit would have been crazy.
And it was funny without it.
Exactly. But, like, just imagine his uncle going in at dinner time and shit, or his grandma.
I don't fucking even like him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it would have been 10 times better, in my opinion.
This remind you of something, Cletus? Yo, shit. Like, just talking.
Yeah, that shit would have been fun. Did you see any movies this year, Wax?
Not really. I mean, I did like that Deadpool, though. I'm a fan. I was a big fan. And like, for him to intertwine Wolverine in that shit was dope as fuck.
Had Blade in there.
Yeah. And they thought it was going to be Captain America and shit. It was the Human Torch.
Right.
That shit was funny, man.
It was. Cap?
Yeah, that movie was dope. But like you said, like, as far as movies though, like there really wasn't much good out this year. Like it seems like Hollywood is I don't know, maybe they're resetting and trying to figure out how to make shit funny again, or make shit good again without offending everybody. Because it seems like everybody gets offended, and you can't even make anything fucking funny anymore without somebody whining and crying. Or
they feel like the more money they make on a movie, and the more it offends people, the more they're gonna have to pay out in the end.
Maybe.
I guess. I don't know.
Maybe. Like, you hit it on the nose, though. They're running out of ideas. Like, they're changing the color of the characters now and shit, and, like, that's just weird to me.
Yeah.
Like, it
Genders.
Seems like, they're running out of ideas. They, like, are trying to change it up and be politically correct, but it's fucking, like, the aura up.
Right.
It is. The energy.
Because they always, like, shoehorn a dude kissing another dude in every goddamn movie. Like, it is what it is. Like, we get it, but, like,
they usher it in.
Yeah, it's like this part didn't even need to be in there. Like, you just made this dude kiss another guy for no reason and shit. It's like, what the fuck?
It's a church scene.
Right.
And I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride. And there's two guys that wake up in the morning like, morning Steve, morning Stanley.
Right.
Like, ooh.
It just seems unnecessary a lot of the time. Like I said, if it's part of the movie, then it is what it is. Nobody is afraid of that shit, but it's just like, you're just shoehorning it in there for the sake of shoehorning it in there. And it's like weird.
And I get it. I mean, meaning if it was in the title, like two guys kissing, and and that part happened after they got married. Because like you knew what you was getting ready to go watch. Like you signed up because of the title.
Right.
But if you didn't know that part was in there and you signed up for the movie, that kind of catches anybody off guard.
Action flick, and then some dudes wake up next to each other, like weird shit. But
just like the Olympics,
right?
Man, bro, I don't know what's going on, man. It's like every time that like it could get better. Why doesn't it get any better? Why does it always got to get worse? Seriously.
I feel you. I don't know.
It's not a situation to where it got to get worse before it gets better. It just keeps getting worse. It's nonstop bullshit.
Right.
And I can't understand why it has to be that way. Like, you don't have to have that amount of bullshit in your life. It doesn't have to be so.
Right. Another thing that's happened this year, getting back to the year, what about old boy shooting that damn CEO? That damn healthcare CEO, Luigi.
Yeah.
And he's like a fucking hero out here.
Y'all think it was him?
Yeah. It could be. It could. It probably was, but it's just wild, like that he fucking did that shit. Like that nigga had that shit mapped out.
It could have been on some Minority Report shit.
It could be. It could be
Like
some
they had
fishy
you
shit.
set up. You know, they told me to have your son's picture and all that shit. Like,
yeah, it could be some weird shit. It's funny how like this motherfucker can do that shit, and then he's a hero. Like people don't even see him as a killer and shit. Just because the guy he killed was probably more responsible for more deaths than well, he's definitely responsible for more deaths than him.
right.
Than Luigi.
Listen, the wild thing is they got a GoFundMe page for him.
For Luigi.
Yep.
Yeah.
The second wildest thing to me is that the meeting that old boy was going to, they continued the meeting right on time with him laying out in the street dying. If that doesn't say a lot, I don't know what, that's just crazy. Think about that.
Right.
Like, one of my associates gets shot outside the fucking venue, and we're still just going to have this meeting like,
Never happened.
Right.
Well, shit, if they want to put together a GoFundMe page for Luigi, that their people need to reach out to our people because we're bringing this pure content to you every single week with no exceptions. So, with that being said, you can start a GoFundMe page, send all the proceeds to us, or you can send the money in direct and give them the address.
What's that? 555 Rutler Road.
Cheetah Springs, Missouri, or Wax, give them the other address. 436 Zebra Run.
Canary Heights,
Illinois. And that's by Wazoo.
Walla Walla, Washington.
In Illinois County. So, if you guys want to do that, feel free. Back to what we were saying, man. Like, that shit was nuts, man. And they had the video. Like, who was filming that shit? It was almost like, was it caught on somebody's house cam or like a store cam or
something like that?
Yeah. But it was like, it was here. It was like one person. It was like first person.
It seemed like some inside shit. Because how did he know he was going to this meeting? How did he know he was right there? It was just some fishy shit going on there. It seemed like he did his fucking homework and all that shit. Because he was right where he was supposed to be. And let him have it.
And the wild shit is he got caught in PA.
Yeah.
Like, PA is notorious this year, man. 2024 is not PA's year. Right. If y'all understand what I'm getting at. Right. Like, because, like, with the presidential shooting and all, like, shit's wild around here, man.
Right.
I mean, we've been saying that shit for years.
Facts, man. Like, but now you got all these sleeper cells coming out the woods and shit. Like, I mean, we don't have to keep that in there, but
no, they more or less like come down here to like hide out because it's like a rural land. Like some spots are like or wooded and rustic, and I'll just lose myself out there.
And there's people because he got caught at McDonald's and shit. So this motherfucker's mad at the person that called the cops on him and shit.
And then here's what I heard. This is some fucked up shit. Instead of, like, there was a reward, like, it was like $50K on his head.
And they didn't give it to him.
They didn't give it to him because they called 911 instead of calling the hotline.
Right.
What the fuck? What is that? I want my money.
Right, so you snitched and didn't get nothing. You should have just sat there and ate your fucking burger and went the fuck home instead of being a damn snitch.
When he called the snitch hotline, he was like, yeah, I want my 50 grand. You can't get it. Right. It was somebody named Vanessa. It was like the receptionist. You can't get that money. She was filing her nails and shit. Well, why not? He was like, because you called 911.
Right.
And once you call 911, it makes it null and void because, yes, the police came, but they were supposed to come off of our demerit. So with that being said, you ain't getting the money. And then he kept going on and on, and they was like, all right, I tell you what, I'll just let everybody know who the snitch was. Never mind.
Like, as far as music came out, y'all hear anything that y'all like this year?
Few things, man. Like, I know that Snoop Dogg had a new album, that Missionary. There was a couple cuts on there. I know that Ice Cube had him an album that came out, like, just for the older hip hop heads.
Right.
Like, I don't know too much younger music.
Right. That Common and Pete Rock album was dope. I listened to that shit. That shit was dope.
I like that Kendrick album.
Yeah, that Kendrick album was dope.
It was, man. That song, what was it? Reincarnated.
Yeah, that album is dope though. Like, that song is probably my favorite.
Yeah,
but the whole album is kind of dope.
It is.
Heart Part 6 is fire.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, TV Off is fucking TikTok classic now.
Right.
Like, I mean, just his tag Mustard is going fucking viral and shit. Like, that album is dope.
But as far as that, like, other than that, like, music wise, there really wasn't nothing that really stood out to me that was like really like, other than Kendrick's, but like that was like a masterpiece. Yeah, Cube dropped one. I like Cube's album, but it was, you have to take yourself, you have to, you know, it's not gonna be nothing modern where it's gonna be that shit. It's Cube. No offense to Cube, but it's just like,
I'm rocking Cube.
Yeah,
right
Cube is one of the GOATs, but you just have to put yourself back into that Cube mindset where it's like, you know what I'm saying, where you got to put yourself back into there where it's like, okay, I'm listening to Cube.
Yeah.
There's a couple jams on there, but all in all, it's like I listened to it one time and then I probably never put it back on.
I think he kind of destroyed his rap career with his acting career and putting everybody on to, like, he's not really that gangster anymore. You know what I mean?
Right.
Fuck with him still. He's one of the GOATs, though. But, like, I had to take a step back and remember who, you know, what got him here.
Man, that's a good point, Lex. I never thought about it like that, but you're right. It wasn't a very good disconnect.
Right.
Because at that point, you're supposed to be universal. Like, when I got to turn it on, I can be that gangster rapper guy that y'all grew up on. Mm-hmm. And I can also make you laugh with movies that, like, Are We There Yet? And, you know, Fridays and all that good stuff that he you know, was able to give us.
I wish he'd make a new Friday.
I heard there. I mean, but that's been a rumor for years.
Yeah, last Friday or something like that.
Right, Pops is dead now, so it's like, but they could mix that in there, but without Pops being in it, it's like, he's a big part of those
staple.
movies. Yeah,
They would have to have more Uncle Elroy.
Right. Yeah.
Right. And Smokey got to be in it, man. But Chris Tucker don't want to do it.
He's too rich. He's too rich. Like,
he don't want to do it. And they say he don't want to like smoke weed. It's like, I would put him in there, but I would probably like I'd make DC his son or DC Young Fly his son or something like that.
Cameo,
and just throw him in there for a little
have
bit.
His son smoking. Like, I told you, you know, they got to like,
and have them riff off each other.
Right,
because he still got it.
His son got Ice Cube son high,
something like that.
Yeah, so be dope. On a Friday, and he loses his job, for something.
But then it'll turn into like house party, the new house party type shit, where it's like,
I was thinking the same thing.
Where they take the premise and then put two new people in it. I don't want to see that.
Coming to America too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where you still got some of the characters, but the story ain't really about the main character.
How had to.
Right. All of those can
I don't even think rocks. I saw that.
Do you guys feel like you can only pretty much write one of those movies, because after that it just,
I don't know. I mean, you can keep going, but you just can't change the characters, because then that just changes the whole feeling of it. Right. You know what I mean? And then when it comes to Friday, it's like, these niggas is 50, so like, what kind of hijinks are you gonna be getting into at 50?
Debo's still wasn't. Debo's gone.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So is Ezel.
Right. So it's like, what kind of shit can they get into at 50?
Shit, what are they back. You gotta bring Debbie back.
And Big Worm.
Yeah.
What will they get themselves into next at 50?
At 50.
What will they get themselves into next?
They go to the
20 years after the fact.
Right. Colonoscopies.
They're older men now with nothing to lose.
And grandkids.
And their grandkids are smoking weed.
Ice Cube loses his diabetic medicine.
And he looks for it in his father's room that hasn't been touched in 12 years. Like something real dramatic.
Ice Cube is now a dog catcher.
Right.
And his father was right. If you don't have a job, you don't have to worry about catching no dog. You gotta worry about a dog catching your ass. The new Friday comes out Miramax Films Friday at your local Cinemax, Cinemart, or movie theater.
Friday.
The new Friday, the last Friday. Them motherfuckers was dead ass, wasn't they? When he was out here like trying to get us all hyped up about the new movie. The new Miramax Films coming out on Friday with Dennis the Menace
In a world.
in a dress. Like, he's back, but he's wearing a dress. Like, you know how Hollywood is. But nah, man. Dig it, man. A lot of shit transpired. You know, DWI is still in effect. We're still in the building.
Yo, we got another year in this
Hell
year.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? This is
hell
our
yeah.
second year in review. Shout out to my brothers.
No
We
doubt.
got another
no doubt.
year in.
That's thanks to you guys, man, because we wouldn't be here if y'all wasn't there, man, viewing us, letting us know how you feel, and just giving us that positive energy to keep moving forward. So we thank you. This is year 2 for us.
All 25 of y'all.
Yeah.
Start sharing this shit.
Now! But nah, man, this is a treat, man. And if anything, man, if we just have to watch them ourselves, you know, fuck it.
Right.
I love doing this shit.
We got overhead, man.
Hell
We
yeah.
gotta
Oh,
take
shit.
care of
That
all of
is.
these
Oh,
people.
Steve, watch out, man. Damn. You see that shit?
Yeah.
We do got overhead. Not to mention, man, we got chemists in the back, man, that we got to pay. So we're basically breaking even
Right.
if we don't get any more viewers.
Right. So stay tuned for 2025. You know what I mean? We getting ready to try to turn this shit up this year.
Fucking right, man. So stay tuned because it gets greater later. But for now, we gotta go. So we will see you next year. Definitely be here, same time, same location, different material. Peace.